day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
What's good? What's good, Tiger Nation? What up, bro? What it do?
What's up, pimpin'? Superman, Ken Clark. What's up, VI Love family? We back on this lovely hump day.
Yeah, man. Happy Wednesday, man.
Happy Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, bro. Back at it. And man, great day to be a Tiger. I see everybody talking about the debate, or should I say that shellacking of a debate that transpired earlier between the incumbent Brandon Presley and the piece of crap governor of Mississippi, Tater Tot Trash Reeves, got cooked tonight. We got to get out and go vote, man. Citizens of Jackson, citizens of Mississippi. Man, go vote for Presley, man. Get Tater Tot out of the office, man. He's a crook.
That's right, man.
He's a crook. Hey, yeah. Appreciate the hoodie, man. Shout out to my brother, Rick Deuce, man. Shout out to Rick Deuce, man. Dope hoodie.
Yeah, man.
Public figure. Amazing hoodie, man. Love it. Great quality, man. Y'all go to IamPublicFigure.com and go shop with Rick Deuce, man. Appreciate he's always coming with that heat, and definitely did his thing. He, as always, man. But yeah, man, it's Wednesday, bro. I'm tired, man. I'm just like you, bro. Ain't gonna be no long. This won't be a long show. I don't think it will. We're gonna hit everything we need to hit, and then we're gonna get out of y'all way because I want to get some sleep. But I'm pretty sure TD will be up. Well, I spoke him up.
There you go.
As soon as I said TD will be up, boop, popped up. What up, T Dizzle?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up, man?
Man, what's cracking lacking, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm doing good, man. How was y'all day?
Pretty good day, man. I can't complain, brother. Can't complain. Pretty good day. Productive. I'm gonna change my background so I can match you, bro.
That's what's up, man. We got to go out to y'all, baby.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, here y'all go. Y'all go.
Go ahead and greet the people, man. Then we'll get into some preliminaries. Shout out to the Jackson State men's basketball Tigers tonight. They got that dub over Roll College, the exhibition. It was a great game. I think we won by a total of I think it was almost 50 points. I think they did their thing, man. The final score was It was 116-68. Yeah, man.
Man, it's always good when you get 3 digits on the scoreboard now.
Yeah, man, it is, man. And that was actually the matter of fact is buffering. Okay. So y'all mind, man. I got a couple preliminaries we can get into. We got Texas Southern this weekend. Gonna be I think a really good challenge for our team. But it's a great day to be a Tiger, man. In our quest to finish strong, finish 8-3. But we got to get this one on Saturday, man.
Yeah, we do. We do. This game this weekend is going to be a very important one, man. It's the next game, and again, on the quest to 7 wins, man. Like I said, I don't know if what was your projected at the beginning of the season, man?
9-2.
Same with me. We said 9-2, and Ken, for us to be one off from what we projected, it's damn good, bro.
I can't get over that Alabama State game, man. I'm still kind of. I just wanted to see what the playoff conversation was going to be like, and we didn't get a chance to see that. So I really wanted to see that. I really wanted that game, man. If we could have not lost homecoming, and we could have been sitting. I would love to be 9-2, but I'll take 8-3, man. It is what it is. You can't undo what's done, and we got to go do what we got to do, man. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that one hurt. I mean, but again, we over 500. We secured a win this season already. So, like I said, even last week, man, we just on one and upward. And you and I talked about it, man. We do have something to play for. We're not playing for pride, where some people may try to joke like, no, we're actually setting ourselves up beautifully for next season. The spring will be important, but we're setting ourselves up for spring ball right now. We don't have to wait until March. You got Jacoby who will making his 3rd start. We got a lot of guys returning. We know we'll lose some players to the portal, but again, with our recruiting efforts right now, we're segueing from the 2023 football season well into the 24 edition of the JSU Tigers, and it doesn't start. It doesn't start at season's end. It actually starts right now.
What's up, KT Dub? What's up, Tiger Nation? I hope everybody's had a good day. Welcome. Come on in the room. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. That's how Ken Clark. Just come on in. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Like and subscribe. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's it was just a thought, y'all. I'm past it, but I'm not over it. It's okay though. I'll get over it. Just kind of wishful thinking, you know how they go. But like TD said, man, hit that like button as you're coming in, man. Hit that subscribe button, share, all that good stuff, man. Become a channel member. But like Zoe said, man, we building for something big. I do want to talk about the portal tonight, man. It was a lot of chatter on the internet yesterday about it. Just random dialogue, just kind of perspective. I think it's good to put good stuff out in the airwaves, and just implore Tiger Nation, man, not to be really worried about, like players entering the portal. That's a part of college football, and it's going to happen, for all teams. You're going to have players, but we got to just make sure that we're doing our part, man. We're supporting, we're showing up to our games. We're doing all we can we can control, you know what I'm saying? Showing love, you know what I'm saying? And that's about as much as we can do. Continue to make Jackson State and Tiger Nation and the fandom of this great institution, no matter what nobody says. We got to make it endearing and make kids want to stay, make the families want their kid to be a part of this great thing. So yeah, man, it's that simple. But we know the portal give it and the portal take it away. You know what I'm saying? So all I would just advise young men to make sure before you hit that portal, man, you make sure you weigh your options and not get caught up in the hype, mess around and get stuck or find yourself in a worse situation. But we'll get back to it. I don't really have any anxiety about anybody entering the portal from this team. Nobody. I'm gonna say it again. I have zero anxiety, zero concern. We deal with it as it goes. We got a coaching staff that can recruit their butts off. And just like the coaching staff got the players that are into the room, they can go get some more. It's a D1, it's a great D1 institution, man. HBCU football, top notch. All of our games on ESPN this year. And it's something to be proud of, man. It's something to want to be proud of, something to want to be a part of. And just gotta keep laying that foundation, and Coach TC and his staff are doing a really good job of that. So I'll pause it right there and let one of you guys jump in if you like.
Hey, well, yeah. I would say this, Ken, you say one thing we have to do is love on these kids, let them know, that we appreciate, their talents, they're bringing their skills here to Jackson State, to further their education and to join a winning program, and to support us, to give us entertainment, and we know they can be anywhere and doing anything. But when you say love on the players and let them know, I think the fans do a great job. Sometimes, we can go a little bit too far when we get into our feelings and we feel like things should have went a certain way. But we got to learn how to control those emotions, especially as an adult. And again, still realize they were dealing with young men. But I say all that to say, I feel that this platform, especially what you do a superb job in interacting and being a mentor and an ambassador, to be a liaison, what I'm saying, for this the student athlete as well as the fan. So kudos to you for being real, for telling the truth and not sugarcoating a lot of things, because at the same time, living on these kids, they can't be babyfied either. They have to know that there's a real world, and they have to know there's consequences for your actions. And regardless, because you can run a football, can catch a football, can throw a football, can block, for a football or make a tackle, it's not going to give you a golden bridge to wherever you want to go. You got to put in work to do those things. So again, that's what I want to say about, loving on the players. So again, y'all know how I feel about social media. For those of you out there, continue to support these young men, even if it don't go your way. Kind of give them a pat on the back, swallow hard, what I'm saying, and don't always show your frustration. So again, I appreciate this platform. I appreciate what you guys do, Zoe, Ken, Marcus, Rochelle. We do what we can. So again, thank you guys for the initiative started this, and the players greatly respect you guys. So thank you.
That means a lot, man. I appreciate that coming from you, bro, because you really know everything that we do and try to do. It means the world to me. I value your opinion, your mindset, and we bounce a lot of stuff off of one another. And we're going to do what we do, man. We're going to try to take 2023's actions and elevate it to another level in 2024. Take that back. We're going to take 2023's actions and elevate it to another level in 2024, to a higher level. I said try. I got to take that word out. And listen, man, I'll say it like this. You know how it is, man, when how you get hated on. People say, man, if you ain't really got something, that people ain't gonna really hate on you about it. You know what I mean? It just feels like Jackson State is on the precipice of greatness. We're on the cusp of greatness simply because we've had to endure so much adversity in so many different levels, and I just feel like the level is gonna get it's preparing us for an extreme level up. You know what I mean? And that's how we got here, doing what we do. We came as a result of some chaotic situations and circumstances, and here we are. And look at how we was able to muster that. And it's just a microcosm of what the university stands for, as well as the alumni base and those that have come from this great institution. And I just feel like Jackson State is going to be restored in every area that is weak, every area that has been kind of depleted or diminished in some way. And it's just going to take time and patience. And we just got to make sure we, you know what I'm saying, do the right things in all areas and categories. You know, we speaking about sports. I think we got a great AD that's got some great programs. We got some great coaches. And the foundation has been laid. We got a great support system. I mean, heck, man, nobody travels better than Jackson State. I know some other schools may hear that and feel like there's some competition there, but you've seen it, TD. The support, them schools ain't going into some of these rural towns and really rocking out like Tiger Nation, man. When them fanatics show up, hey man, we had a front row seat to the fanatic. It got a little intense, man. It was fun though, you know what I mean? But we show up and we support. So sometimes when we're saying we want to be better, we want our fans to support more because we got a game Saturday, bro, and we really need to show up and show out and pack the vet. But what we don't want to lose is those that do a great job. We don't want to give out the impression that there's not a lot of greatness going on within this fan base. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of love. And yeah, man, great stuff, bro. And we just going to continue to do what we do. I'll shut up and let Zoe jump in there.
Well, I wouldn't be me if I didn't say this. It don't matter how people feel. I mean, in the SWAC conference, when it comes to visiting teams, biggest crowds at conference venues, we're number one at the majority of any school in the conference. That's not my feeling or my belief. That's just fact. I mean, it is what it is. But now, man, I think the game Saturday, I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm not expecting a huge, outstanding number because we're playing Texas Southern, and where they fit and let's come with their record. It's not an attractive game, but that shouldn't matter. I think the fact that we only have 2 games left and they're both at home, simply knowing that going forward, the next game after this one will be senior day as well. So it's the next to the last game. So you couple that plus this high school day, I think we'll do good numbers. And I think by them actually, again, Jackson State being proactive and knowing which game to schedule for what reason, I think this game will be attended well. I think we'll probably do somewhere between 25 and 30,000. If we get 30,000 on Saturday, that will be a huge, blessing. And it says a lot about J fan base. And look, I got to big up Brandy. She right because I ain't on my job. Who got it better than us? Nobody. Hey, I ain't on my job.
She jumped in there. You slacking, dog.
Yeah, but no, man, it's a big game. It's like I said, it's an important game because it's the next one. But on top of that, again, we can see the continued growth of Jacoby and Morgan. We can see the potential growth of our defense in the sense. This will be now the third game that Bradley's came down on the sideline from out the press box. And, I know we may say, well, it was Pine Bluff, but again, defense performed a lot better. And we tackle better because, again, that's been the telltale sign for us in regards to progression on the defensive end. The one thing nobody talked about, Ken, I believe, I got to check the stats, but I believe as of right now, bro, I think it's the 4th straight game we've had an interception. We have a streak of games with interceptions, and I believe it's the 4th or 5th game in a row we've had an interception.
All right, we start with Alabama A&M. Yeah, we start with Alabama A&M.
You know what I'm saying?
A&M, Alabama State, Mississippi Valley, UAPB. That's correct.
So
we did not get an interception against Bethune. Oh, we got a fumble and a fumble recovered for a touchdown. So, but it wasn't an interception though.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's 4th or 5th game, consecutive game with the interception.
Whoa. K5 got an interception against Bethune-Cookman.
So there you go. That's what, 6? 5.
That's 5. Who we played before Bethune-Cookman?
Texas State.
No.
Texas
State third game of the season. Before Bethune-Cookman was on the road.
No, bro. No, it was Texas State. Texas State was the last game on the road.
No.
Yes. Remember, it was FAMU, then Southern, and then Texas State.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, he had it right. It was Texas State.
Then Bethune-Cookman.
So did we get an interception against Texas State? No, we didn't.
No.
No, we didn't. He didn't. We definitely get an interception against Texas State. No, wait. Did we?
No.
Okay,
Wait a minute. Yes, we did.
I thought we did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Hold on, I'm going backwards. I know we got one against Southern. Who we got? We got one against Southern.
Oh man, yeah. Blood gave us like, I told you, bled out. He gave us like 2 or 3 interceptions.
Who intercepted who? I'm trying to remember, man. You got me intrigued.
I think Hazel got one against Southern.
Hazel. That's right. He caught it right before it went out of bounds. That's correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Texas State. That's right.
FAMU, we didn't get an interception.
No.
Okay, so it's 7 straight then.
So again, 7 straight games with an interception. You know what? We gotta look into that. I wonder if that's some type of that has to be not a record, but in the running for a record, or like all our
Tim got an interception too, didn't he?
Against Texas State.
That's what I said. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
we got 14 of them things, and we done
Yeah,
played.
BJ got one against Southern too, remember, in the end zone.
Yeah. Okay, so consecutive games.
Blood had a few.
Consecutive games. How many games we played? We played 9 games, so it's a 7 straight. That's pretty dope, man.
7 straight games with an interception.
We know Tim got one in the first game because he ran down there like had their arm stretched out. I love that.
but the point I'm making is, again, continued growth ever since Bradley came off the sideline. Now, granted, low-hanging fruit would be, the team wasn't that good. But again, we played just as bad teams because guess what, Ken? The defense, Bethune-Cookman is bad, right? And we didn't perform well against them. So we can't use that excuse. We had a bad tackling game against Bethune-Cookman, right? Yeah. So we can't use that. So the thing is, again, progression, where they're playing better, tackling better. And guess what? We're going to have to tackle great in this game against Texas Southern because formidable running, rushing offense and wow.
Hey, man, that's powerful, bro. That's dope. 9 games. In 8 games, we got an interception for a total of 14 interceptions on the season.
So but again, that's one thing we've been consistent on. So again, but bring it back home, there is things to be surprised, to be excited about and things to look forward to, because again, we're talking about growth, and this is how you use these things to segue into next season. Because I don't want to get too far ahead, and I'll be quiet as you go, TD. I don't want to get too far ahead because I'm bringing this and I'm tying it into this season. But when you're talking about segueing from this into the spring and how you're going to be next year, we'd be remiss if we didn't sit there and think about what the landscape of the conference is going to look like next year when you talk about all the quarterback play who's leaving. FAMU won the division, so we're going to speak about our side, but they're losing their quarterback. They're losing quite a bit of players. They can speak to their recruiting efforts, but we're matching what they're doing in recruiting, if not better. But we'll have a returning signal caller back who's matriculating and has 2 years left to play. We have the best running back room, which I stated in the spring. We have all of that coming back. O-line actually played, above board this season for us, and the majority of that nucleus is coming back. You're talking about continuity because the bulk of, pretty much that staff is coming back. So you're talking about continuity across the board. Now you take that and you segue into the spring. And at this point, the only thing we're doing, because same offense, same defense, now it's just a matter of getting better bodies in there and elevating the talent and where we feel like we got some weaknesses and turning those into strength. You look at your kicking game, all that's going to be back. Your returners back. So, when you go into next season, this is these 4 games, as we stated last week, these things are what we need to jumpstart us into next season.
All right. I want to make sure, my heart is satisfied. So I want to go back to what you were saying, Ken, about weathering the storm. Man, we dealt with we dealt with an F5. You know what I'm saying? We still, you know what I'm saying? It's not even gone, man. It may have downgraded to F2 with the stuff that with the things that we still had to deal with, especially with, Mr. Barnes and in that situation. So we still can't, not completely out of it, but we are seeing the sky, somewhat of the sky starting to open, sun starting to shine, and with, like you said, with the coaching staff and Coach Taylor. Look, the way Coach Taylor is going by and his staff is going by, tending to business, it makes me, made me feel very good and very proud of what the future holds. And I'm looking forward to the next, finishing off the next 2 games on a high note, going into the recruiting season, even higher with high expectations, regardless of who's left in the room or who comes in the room, man. We still always going to be Tiger. We still going to have the best fan. You know what I'm saying? We still going to be Tiger Nation. So I think, we have nothing, you mentioned the AD, in administration, the job they're doing right now. I think they have great plans. I think they're in motion, whether we see it or, or know about it, just trust the process, just like with the coaching staff. Again, I've seen some changes the second half of the season. I like what I'm seeing in the uptick of the players. So what we're going to do, Tiger Nation, we got to continue to rock with them. We got to continue to trust the process and, support them whatever way we can. Whether it's waving the pom-pom, shoving out $1 or jiggling some change. And what we plan on doing here is continue to, make sure that we supply and provide y'all with great content, keep you up to date as much as possible. I mentioned, the crew last time, but I forgot that Silent Paladin out there. KT Dub, man, we appreciate him as well. And so some big things are coming along. So I would strongly suggest, if you're not a fair weather fan and you rocking and you rolling the train regardless, Texas State or not, let's show up at the game. Let's be loud. You know what I'm saying? Let's show support to Coach Taylor, the staff, and the players. Go out with a bang. Take these last 2 games and then transition that energy onto the hardwood and support Coach Mo Williams along with Coach Samika Reed, and then, it's the baseball team and everybody else. It's going to be a whole Tiger family affair dealing with sports. So let's continue to support, our Tigers and those young men and women that represent our school.
Great stuff, man. Appreciate that. Let's jump into these preliminaries real quick, and then we'll move back into it. I do like the recognition. Shout out to Austin and his team. They've done a really good job of just kind of highlighting. I love these photos, man. Shout out to Antonio Doyle, last game number 9, 5 total tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery. Mr. Irritate the opposing team himself, Isaias Guthrie. He had 9 total tackles, 6 solo, and 2 pass breakups.
Congratulations.
Mr. Peppers had himself a ball game. 11 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss. 1 Sonic the Hedgehog knocked the rings out of the quarterback, forced fumble. And then Mr. Tyus Martin returned to Arkansas, his home state. He had 2 solo tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, and he had a sack and a half, man. He had a really good day. Party in the backfield, man. So shout out to them young men for representing. We're going to need more of that. And if you notice, all 4 of them on defense. We know we shouted out Jacoby, and of course, and we shouted out DJ as well as Leilani, also from the offensive side of the ball. But I just love that they show some love to the.
And while we're doing the shout out Fabian too, man. Had a good game.
Absolutely, yeah. Fabian had a phenomenal game. Best game of the season. He's our leading receiver at this point, and outstanding game for Fabian McCray, man. Outstanding game. We'll come back to football. Transition real quick to soccer. Our SWAC champion, defending SWAC champion women's soccer team in the SWAC tournament, we claimed the number 2 seed heading into the SWAC tournament. We're trying to double back, TD. We're trying to get that back-to-back dub, man. And Damon, I'll drop the link when we're ready for you to come up, man. You can drop the link. Yeah, we will drop the link when we're ready. Hey, hold your horses. I mean, I'm coming to you, brother. But anyway, number 2 seed led behind the offensive player of the year, man. This is pretty dope, man. We got a women's soccer team. We have offensive player of the year, SWAC offensive player of the year. Miss Kendall Terrell is our forward. Absolutely, congratulations to her. Just a phenomenal season for her, man. For our like I said, our defending champion lady, soccer Tigers. Just a great job, man, and congratulations to Kendall.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big ups to her, man. And if I'm not mistaken, did we had a player of the year last year in soccer too?
I think we did. I can't. Don't make me lie and try to remember the name. But yeah, man.
I think we did, bro.
Yeah, we got some really good sports right now. The ladies are just balling right now, man. So just congratulations to her. Yes, Hayden had a great game. We did shout out Hayden on the last.
Shout out Hayden, man.
And we did shout out Hayden in our reaction show. Just can't name everybody, man. Everybody that played well, shout out to them. Kobe Paul, Hayden Hagler, everybody, man. So moving right along, man. Let's get into some women's volleyball, man. Players of the week, man. We got 3 of them things. Oh, 3 of them. Miss Alexis Williams, outside hitter. Miss Jordan Jones, the middle hitter, and Miss Hope Briggs, right side hitter, man. All 3 of them. All we did is we just went and won. We just won all 3 matches. All 3 matches that we played, man, and just did a phenomenal job, man. So congratulations to those ladies for winning SWAC Players of the Week. What you got, bro?
Oh, man, it's a whole lot of blocks up there, bro.
That JSU block look good, don't it?
Man, it do, man.
Offense, defense, and newcomer. I love it.
Hey, man, the women's got in all the sports, man, we got a winning pedigree, man. We're doing a thing in volleyball, bowling, finna get women's golf back. So when we had them the whole time they was in existence, they were getting rings. So I mean, it's what women come to do at JSU, man. They win. You know what I'm saying? And looking like we got a strong team to do some things whenever they get into tournament play, man. Regardless of this particular sport. So kudos to all of them, man. It's hard to stay consistent. And you literally, if you go back to every show every week, it's like I think we got to be on a nice little winning streak too right now, because it's been a minute since we lost a match. Seriously.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm talking about 3 to nothing.
For real.
3 to nothing. These girls don't lose, man. So we expecting to win the SWAC championship. No pressure, but we got to go get it. All right, let's move right along. Tonight, like I stated, the men finished we played Rhodes College, and we won by a score of 116-68, man. Just a phenomenal game, man. Shout out to Coach Young, man. Coach had himself a ball game tonight. Chase Adams had a great game. Ken Evans had a great game. Keontae Cornelius had a great game. They balled out, man, and man, you know, Mansell didn't even play tonight, so really good showing, man. I mean, this team is going. We got a team that can win the SWAC this season. I'm telling you that right now. We don't know what'll happen. Boy, I just wish Deshaun Ruffin was available, man. Good gracious alive.
I know,
Keon Hunt had a great game tonight. Zeke had a great game. Big Bully in the middle had a good game, man. So just good game all around. It was an exhibition. Shout out to Rhodes College for coming through and playing us tough for a short period of time. And then we pulled away in the end. And I'll be glad when we get a new scoreboard. But but nevertheless, the score looks good to me. Scoreboard, stay tuned. I don't know what his injury is. Just a little tweak. He looked like he was fine. He just was enclosed. So I'm not really sure what that is. Besides, we don't really get into injuries. But great showing by Coach Mo Williams and staff in the men's Tigers tonight. Pretty much, I think that's 48 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Could be tripping. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yeah, 48. 6 more days, man, and the women get to suit up. We got Lemoyne Owen. That's next Tuesday, November the 7th. Make sure you guys come out, man, and support.
Straight out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Huh?
Straight out of Memphis, Tennessee, Lemoyne Owen.
Yeah, man, as we get prepared to start our season off soon, Coach Tamika Reed and staff, we got it's kind of like a revenge tour, man. We got to go get what's rightfully ours, man. And I think them girls are gonna be hungry and to go play, and we got to go get it, see what happens. Speaking of, I did my homework on this thing. I wanted to make sure you said Rose College is out of Memphis also. Good. Appreciate you for pointing that out, Big Lord. So for those that are interested in the Puerto Rican Classic, man, the basketball tournament, this is the breakdown of the schedule. This is going to start the schedule. They're going to start on November the 23rd. The first game will be Thanksgiving Day. Jackson State will be playing the University of Central Florida at 4 p.m. And the next day, we got the University of Puerto Rico. I don't know what that M stand for. And then on the Saturday, we play at 9 p.m. We play St. John's. It's a 3-game format. Going to get as much information as I can. It's going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico, for those that want to know. So if you're looking to fly via whatever airline you want to search San Juan PR and book your flight, plan your travel.
I will just say that UPRM, that's University of Puerto Rico. I forgot what the M is for.
Yeah, I forgot what it was too. I saw it.
The whole school.
Madre. That dude said Madre. But nevertheless, man, this is going to be a pretty dope trip, man. If for those that'll get a chance to make it.
It is, man.
I know some of the Tiger Fund and Blue Bengal fanatics are definitely going to be there. Mayagis. All right. Appreciate that, Benjamin Bradley Jr. All right, let's move right along. I'll bring whatever information we can get. We'll definitely bring it to you. And you might want to go ahead and book that flight now if you're trying to go. And I can tell you right now, if you're trying not to get financially assaulted,
bust beside the head,
you might not want to fly back on Sunday. That's all I'm gonna say. You might want to fly back on Monday. So let's move right along. But make sure you get your tickets if you don't have your tickets. I do have 2 sets of season tickets. Go to gojsutigers.com/2023 BB tickets. Purchase your men's and women's basketball season tickets. This Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we have an event hosted by Visit Jackson. It's called The Tailgate Part 2 in partnership with Jackson State University. Live performances, food, and more. Going to be appearances by Coach T.C. Taylor and the Jackson State Tigers. If you can make it, definitely stop by at the JSU Welcome Center, 308 East Pearl Street, Suite 100, Jackson, Mississippi, 39201. 10% off all merch all day. So if you're in the vicinity, if you can free up, take a long lunch, whatever you want to do, come Friday. pull up on Jackson State, pull up on the Tigers over at the Jackson Welcome Center with this great event hosted by Visit Jackson, who just does a phenomenal job of supporting Jackson State athletics in every capacity known to man. Shout out to my sister Londa out there, who always does a great job getting us information, and they just do an outstanding job. So, all right, it's time to move into some football, man. Demond, I'm gonna drop this link for you, man. Come on up. Since you've just been dying to get on up here and talk some Jackson State versus Texas Southern football. Come on up, my brother. This Saturday, I say it like this right here, man. The temperature is cold, and it's cold now, man. It's hoodie season for sure. Oh, got them hoodies, man. Them hoodies went out, man. Who got that hoodie now, man? Who got that black D standard hoodie, man? I saw some photos in the platinum chat. Shout out to everybody who purchased that hoodie. Just got to order. Now, if you purchase the order for the hoodie, you're gonna have to pick it up for me in Jackson because you're not gonna be able to get it shipped. It's too late in the game for that. But I'll have to meet you. We're working on a location for a live show on Friday. Have to confirm if we can get. That dude said lick your lip season. I'd rather say Blistex or Carmex season. Not lick your lips. But wow, the upper 20s in Nashville last night. Holy smokes, that's freezing.
Yeah, freezing.
Whoa. So yeah, man, that hawk is out, man. So if you I will have all the hoodies on me. So if you didn't get a chance to purchase a hoodie and you like to purchase a hoodie, get at your boy, man. We're more than happy to get you all black. Was able to get we did something pretty cool for all of our KC-1400 brand ambassador athletes. We were able to get them a black KC-1400 t-shirt today, and that was pretty cool. Demond, what's happening, brother?
What up? I'm trying to tell Devin, come on in. Devin, get on the link so you can, because he's a real TSU. He like you said, he got the sports show every Saturday. Hopefully y'all can call in this Saturday down here in Houston for the KTSU Sports Talk every Saturday morning at 9. It'll be perfect for y'all to call in and talk.
Well, we're gonna be doing Tiger Talk. We're gonna be doing Tiger Talk Saturday morning
at 9 a.m.
Yeah, we're gonna be working, man. We don't need.
I want to get this connection good because I'm originally from Jackson. I grew up on Jackson State campus. My mama taught on Jackson State campus 27 years. Now, T, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't go to Jackson State. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't go. It was my 12th grade year, right? It was the Alpha Convention at Jackson State, right? So I was on punishment. I had a girl sneak me to the Alpha Step Show, right? I went to the Step Show. The Step Show was one of the greatest step shows in the world. The next day, my mama came to my friend's house and whooped me in front of all the parents and in front of everybody. I said I would never go to Jackson State with my mama at that university. That was impossible to do that. That's why I ended up taking Southern. But it was because of us, because Coach Dotson, who was in Provine High School, he coached basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Theon, which was his son. Theon went to TSU. Garnett went to TSU. Garnett played in the band, right? So when they went the year before us, me, Kevin Adams, who was Juicy at Provine, we were like, if y'all having a good time, we might as well go down there too. So it was like one of them things. Because Granger is the athletic director down here at TSU. He's from Mississippi. Kevin Adams went to Provine. He's over the communications department down here at TSU. Theon, I don't know exactly what he do. Garnett is a principal at one of the schools down here, so we kind of rep down there like that. And then you asked about the mayor. The mayor was my neighbor in Broadmoor Apartments way back in the day. With him and his brother. So yeah, that's how we all knew each other from way back in the day at Broadmoor Apartments.
Wow. So let me ask you this, man. What's your I'll let you give your take on the game. What's your thoughts?
Come on, Devin. Well, after the first game with Body with us, right? We played Prairie View. And we was winning the game. We was winning the game like we was winning the game with Southern. But when he threw that interception, where in overtime he couldn't score no more, you know, I don't know if the mental whatever happened, he didn't play no more, right? So we had a quarterback since the first game of the year. You know, we were supposed to have the all-sweat quarterback with body. So, but we still got the running back, Ladarius. He's still cold. He's cold. But we don't have that team leadership without body. So I'm gonna talk about those and say we're gonna win, but you know, we're a basketball school. We're a basketball school. We're not a football school. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. We're gonna go down there and win. I would love to win. You know.
So in other words, you saying you don't feel like you ain't that confident. You know y'all.
I want Devin to get up here because Devin can tell you the next thing, but we don't have body. We had body. Remember when y'all came down here last year?
But body ain't won nothing now. Body ain't be there.
But we did good last year. Remember, I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about the game last year, right? That's the only game that TSU has ever sold out football ever.
Y'all should thank Jackson State.
Yeah. Oh, time out. Before you said that, you said y'all did good.
We did good for 3 quarters until the thing in the end zone happened. When close to the end zone, and remember the penalty that something happened. We hit Shadua something, and then we just lost control after that. But it was a good game now to the third quarter, like the middle of the third quarter. We was actually hyped for that game. We was super hyped for that game, and the crowd was in it. I ain't gonna lie to you. All the Houston rappers was on Jackson State side. I'm talking from Slim Thug, Zero.
It was over there with Prime.
Everybody was with Jackson State. I ain't gonna say we ain't never had that many rappers in the game ever, but everybody was. Yeah, we Prime.
I'm just gonna say, you know, ain't no story ever good when you say it was good to you.
We actually thought we was going to win. I was talking noise against Jackson State, and then after that play, it pretty much was over. But
look, now you mentioned y'all a basketball school. Ken, I showed you something today, didn't I, Ken? Didn't I show you something today, Ken?
Man, let me go back and see.
We've been winning those since the SWAC championship of basketball since 92.
But listen, the God just bring this here for all of us to share. I can't make this up. Now he just said that I sent you something today.
Where is it? You talking about IG. Let me go to IG.
No, I texted to you, didn't I?
No, I think you can't do IG.
Hold on. One thing about technology, boy, you come on right real quick. Look at that. From me to you, right there. That's one thing about this beautiful technology.
We've been winning it. We've been winning that basketball now from Theon to Juicy. We won. We played against Duke in the NCAAs in like 93 and 94, and then we all lost to 1 point to Arkansas. Where Arkansas had the number 1 team in America. We lost by 1 point to Arkansas in the tournament way back in like 94.
That's what you actually told me about this. I didn't get that.
But it's like last year. We go to the basketball every year. We killing that basketball.
We get that, but we got a football game Saturday.
I'm just hoping the Ocean come, because I know Zoe like the boom, and I want to have a real showdown like we did in Dallas way back then.
We need
the boom and the Ocean got it too in Dallas.
Do you know if the Ocean Soul coming to the game?
Man, look,
I think we are.
I can answer your question. It's gonna be a little bit of precipitation in the vet on Saturday.
Nah. If the Ocean come, we should remember the Ocean. We got Southern band director from 2 years ago. We got that year. The one
let me change the word. It's gonna be a little condensation at the vet on Saturday.
If the Ocean comes, we're showing that now. Don't get it wrong. The Ocean is way better than it used to be. The Ocean is back to size, and they look. And after last year, we want the boom all the time.
Go ahead,
I showed out last year. Had a good halftime show. The Jack State crowd went crazy. Yeah, so
Mr. Shield, what's your take on the game for Saturday?
Man, I'm gonna tell you how we do. We do good to the fourth quarter because we was up against Southern And then the boy ran the ball back 64 yards. Well, yeah, 64 yards on the football and got us. But we actually had the game when we was on the 1 yard line against Southern, and then called it back.
So how you feel? How you feel to match up against Jackson State?
I would love to get the Jackson. There go Devin. Devin, there he go.
Devin, please help me, brother.
Help me, Devin. Show these boys and tell these boys what's going on with
He been waiting on you.
Devin, what's going on?
Hey,
right there.
You need a lifeline,
I'm glad to
man.
be here, man.
Lifeline.
Hey, I want to say this, man. You guys are doing an incredible job. And my first trip to Jackson was to do a TSU game in probably 93 or 94. And I've always appreciated and admired how you guys get down and how much support there is for the program and just the environment. It was crazy. I was able to go to a big game, and I don't know if it was 94, 95. It was Southern Jackson State in Memorial Stadium. One was number 1, the other one was number 2. But it was like 55,000 people there. It was the craziest thing. We had played Valley that day. And then we were flying out of Jackson the next day, and we came back that night, and Bob Carpenter was doing the game. It was a while ago.
Yeah,
97.
So I always have appreciated you guys.
So 1997 that was.
Okay. Well, it was quite a sight to see. So.
But I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for coming up. It's a good game this weekend, man. We think it's gonna be a test of two styles and a test of toughness, and we gotta go play football, man. Texas Southern you guys were up on FAMU, and then I got a question for you, man, because I was watching that game. Do you wish that Coach McKinney had went for it on 4th down instead of trying to kick that field goal? I think the field goal was missed, if I'm not mistaken. 4th and 2.
There was one series of downs where we did go for it on a 4th down. It was 4th and 1, and then there was a penalty move the ball back. We weren't able to convert on 4th and goal from the 6-yard line. But replay, and somebody sent this on Twitter, it clearly showed that Ja'Cory Howard got into the end zone on 3rd down. And so those things, it happened. Yeah. There were a lot of things that didn't go our way, some self-inflicted, some that had nothing to do with us. I'll just say that. But, I just think all season long we've just had trouble closing. And I think what you have to look at with TSU is that the expectations were pretty high with Andrew Body at quarterback.
Yep.
And we had to remake and come up with a new identity offensively. And we've done that by having a feature back. And I don't know if you remember, but we played you guys over the last couple of years. It's been running back by committee.
Yep.
Guys, you get 3 or 4 guys with a number of carries. We finally have featured Ladarius Owens, and you saw 244 yards on 36 carries last week. So
man, he ought to be tired, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, man, shout out to Texas Southern too, because I got to tell you guys, Texas Southern is the reason why I know a good little ways around Houston, because every time I rode a bus to go to the Texas Southern game, we've always played a different stadium, going back from being at Robertson Stadium on Houston's campus to I think we played. No, we didn't do Durley. We did another, but we've been different high school stadiums around.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did Delmar one year.
Delmar, that's what I'm thinking about.
Remember we played them against the white boy at Butler. When we played,
we played at Butler once,
and we couldn't believe we won the game. We won the game in Butler, and that's
and
what
so I did want to mention y'all too that if memory serves me correct, Texas Southern beat us. We had a long winning streak, conference winning streak in the vet, and Texas Southern beat us in what I believe was our head coach the last game at quarterback.
Hey, I want to say something real quick, a little off the subject, man. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers, man.
I did just see that. Yeah.
First time in history that they win the World Series. They win the pennant, man. So Shout out to Dallas, man. Stand up, man. Arlington, everybody over in the
we ain't trying to hit it. Me and Damon ain't trying to hit it.
We hate that right now,
man. I know
we ain't doing that.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
That hurt us, kid. That hurt us to the heart.
I know, man. I'm telling you, I thought the Astros was gonna take it because I figured whoever won between them two was gonna be the one that was gonna win it. And man, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. But
just a quick side note. You know, I do the Sports Talk with Devin Wade podcast and KTSU Sports Talk. Just interviewed a guy that is going to be a candidate for the managerial position. And he's the Atlanta Braves first base coach, Eric Young Sr. Wow. So that'll be coming up. And he's a supporter. He's a brother. We're trying to promote those minorities, make sure that we get more black managers in baseball. Because, you lose Dusty, you want to replace him with another.
He's potentially going to replace Dusty?
Say it again?
He's potentially going to replace Dusty?
Well, he's one of the candidates named. Oh, wow. They have about 3 to 5 guys that are on the list so far.
Go and get Ron Washington up in there.
He's one of them. He's a candidate. So, yeah.
All right.
But no, I'll be coming to Jackson Friday. And like I said, we're looking forward to it. And I think both teams, like you said, and I've been listening to you guys, we have a lot to play for. Obviously, we have a lot to play for here. We can't get that winning record, but we can match what we did last season.
Yeah. We got a former player from Jackson State on the squad, Quay Davis, having a really a solid season with Texas Southern. I think he's going to be extra motivated. I look for Jalen Hughes and Quay Davis. They had a few words on social over the past few weeks, and I think that's going to be a pretty intense battle that we all got to look out for. But Ja'Cory Howard, what's his name? What's the running back name again?
Ladarius Owens.
Ladarius Owens, man, he's got to be accounted for. We know that. I think you guys are going to be a tough out. I don't think it's going to be one of those games where we got to come to play all 4 quarters from start to finish. And, I think whoever comes in and imposes their will is the ones that come away with the victory. We got some we'll have our opportunities, but we're going to try to put some pressure on the quarterback and stop the running game. That's the goal. If we stop you, you got to stop us next. So I like our chances. I'm pretty sure you guys like y'all chances as well.
What I will say about our defensive front, we want the 3-man front. They're as good as anybody I've seen in the SWAC this year. And they've been a little banged up at times, but at the point of attack, they're there. We've had some issues with pursuit against Grambling, stuff like that. But defensively, Jacob Williams is playing great football. So, it's going to be, it's really going to be a good game. And I think more of a defensive battle, really, to be honest with you.
Okay. I can see that. It was a tough matchup, that Southern game. We were leaving Pine Bluff. We watched that. I was shocked that you guys lost that game. I was just like, man, I thought y'all had it. And then, that just few plays here and there. And then the young man makes an extremely long field goal after a bonehead personal foul against the wide receiver that moved them back 15 yards. I'm like, man, Texas Southern's got this. And you guys have pretty much had Southern's number over the past few seasons anyway, But so is Body is he expected to – he's redshirting, I'm assuming. He hadn't played since game 1?
Yeah, he's on a medical red shirt. And so got to get that shoulder back right. So that's what we are with that.
Do you feel Body returns?
Well, there are a lot of question marks about the future of everybody these days. And like you said, like you guys know that everything is wide open. Everybody's on a 1-year deal. And, that's really what it comes down to is free agency,
Man, you said I couldn't have said it any better. TD, you had something?
Oh, no, I just was agreeing with what he was saying.
Yeah.
He knows he's loved and appreciated in the program. Obviously, we don't know what the program is going to look like moving forward. but I will say that we not a lot of programs have more talent than we do across the board. We're as talented as just about every program in the SWAC. It's just a matter of when you lose your leader and you put in Jace Wilson, a sophomore who wasn't expected to play. Now you have to figure some things out on the fly, and he's growing, but it's just taking time.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, hey, so wait, let me start with this. I watched the game against Southern, and the first thing I like to, look at, is the trenches. And I noticed that you guys have nice size on the offensive line, and they tend to block pretty good. Yes, Adary is on. He run very hard. He's something to be dealt with, but that line also, give him some leeway, and he takes it and he makes the best of it. So I think that's where I would start first with the challenge. For us would be the trenches and with the offensive line, because it is well known, we're documented that we need to stop Ladarius, what I'm saying, because he's gonna run the ball, but he can't run without that offensive line blocking. Have they been pretty solid like that all year? Have they been keeping the quarterback right? Because I seen them make some pancake block. They're pretty nasty, man. So
yeah, I think they played well and they've gotten better. I think, again, a lot of it is an adjustment with the guy that's behind you. With a guy like Jace Wilson, it may take a second or two longer to find his guy. It may, you may have to hold that block a little bit longer. And if you don't, it looks bad on the offensive line. But sometimes it's just the fact that, the quarterback is taking a little bit longer to get to where he needs to be. You get those reps like Andrew Body, he gets rid of the ball a lot quicker, or he makes his decisions a lot quicker. Now, Jace is making some great plays, but he's not taking over where he's made the game-winning kind of play yet. But I mean, by and large, to step in the way he has, I'm excited about his future. I don't know, like I said, obviously if Andrew Body's back, that's the direction you go. But the offensive line, I think, it has continually gotten better.
So how much of the production that Ladarius had, would you contribute to the offensive line? How much is that just raw talent?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I mean, it goes down to the universal question of how much you give credit to any offensive line, because they're good, but he's special. And the reason why he's not been featured more is because philosophically, they just went with running back by committee. So you had a Davion Ford running the ball. You had Ja'Cory Howard getting more carries. And for whatever reason, they've started to say, okay, well, since we don't have that run pass option at quarterback with Andrew Body, we'll make a running back our focal point. And they really transitioned from what they wanted to do to what they're doing now. And Ladarius Owens, for the first time, has been like a true old school feature back. Yeah. And he could have been the whole time. He's under 200 yards. He's about 150 or so yards away from being TSU's all-time leading rusher. Wow. So yeah, he's been there a long time. But yeah, he could have done so much more had he been treated as a feature back. But they had so much talent in that running back room, they felt comfortable with running back by committee.
Let me ask you this though, Mr. Wade. So when you start saying you guys got talent, and more talent, but the results aren't there, how does the Bay, and not to, I know how it is when you're in the media. What's the temperature on McKinney? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I would imagine, and again, just hearing from what I hear, people like anywhere want to see progress and they get frustrated. Some people understand the program, some people don't. Some, fans are just, sometimes, and I'm sure y'all deal with it all the time. Some of your fans know everything. And then some of your fans don't know much about much. And the opinions of one can still be as loud as the other. So, it's just a situation where what do the knowledgeable fans see? The knowledgeable fans see some of the positive and some of the negatives. And then you have people who are just the peanut gallery. They don't really pay attention. They're not aware. They're not historically aware of the history, and they have an opinion too. So, obviously, when you don't win and there were high expectations, people are not going to be generally happy about it.
Well, let me ask you a question since you mentioned that, because I was talking to Ken earlier this morning, and when it comes to Texas Southern, because I kind of want to use a word that Coach Prime used last year, and that was, what constitutes as a win? Because I think a lot of us tend to look at it like everything is level across the board, and it's not, because for example, what constitutes as a win at Jackson State may not be the same in Valley. And that's why I think, when you look at Vincent Dancy, like at a school like Valley or Pine Bluff, a 5 wins there equates to like a 9 or 10 win at someplace else, just because of the restrictions and things they have to work against, right? So since you guys are here and people who aren't in the know with regards to Texas Southern athletics, what's the tenor in regards to like the not necessarily following when it comes to Texas, but what about just funding and like alumni giving back, and what I'm saying, what is the overall, that dynamic with regards to Texas Southern, with regards to being able to, help, fund the football program and assist in them being able to elevate to get the things that they need to be successful?
Well, what I will say is that under Dr. Kevin Granger, Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, we're doing a lot of improvements. There's a lot of commitment there. And I don't know that I can speak to the amount of contributions or the level of contributions, but I will say this, that there is a concerted effort to improve everything at Texas Southern. They're doing a tremendous job. Everything from graduation rates to practice facilities, weight room, batting cages. They're really trying to upgrade in a variety of areas, and there are going to be some more big things coming down the pipeline. So from that standpoint, I can't speak to the commitment of the university and the athletic department to improving. And obviously, when you have that level of success in basketball, and I would say this, if we ever enjoy that level of success in football, you'll see something like you've never seen in the SWAC. When you get H-Town truly behind, because H-Town, we're bandwagon kind of city. When the Astros weren't winning, you could have threw a rock in there and not hit anybody. But you couldn't get a ticket over the last 4 or 5 years. Same thing, like Texas Southern basketball that's an exciting place to go. But football in Texas is on a whole nother level. Yep. And if we ever, wake that sleeping giant up and continually win, you'll see something really, really special for the entire conference coming out of Houston.
TJ, what's up, brother? Appreciate you joining us. What you got?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? And to the panelists, to the guys, the TSU guys, Texas Southern guys. One thing that I was thinking about, everybody always talks about, everybody getting up for Jackson State when they play us. And so, I know a lot of focus is being, put on, Texas Southern's running game. But I wouldn't be surprised to see if they try to come out, and try to hit us down the field, to kind of test our secondary there, especially with, Quay Davis coming back to Jackson and, him, kind of being on, I guess, a high and trying to come out to make a statement. So I just, I hope, and I know our coaches, they're going to, be prepared for, whatever. But, that's one thing I hope that, we're really focusing on, not getting beat down the field, because sometimes, guys get open, and a quarterback makes that one throw and may not make, any more of those throws throughout the game. But it's that one throw that can get them going. So, I just really hope that, from a defensive standpoint, like we're locked in and focused when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
I'll tell you what, a follow-up question to that too. Since you mentioned about, them being in Houston, and yet, Texas is a football crazed state. What would you think is the main contributing factor as to why over the years Texas Southern hasn't had like consistent success? You know what I'm saying? Being that they, are in Houston and in a football crazed state like Texas. What would you say probably been like the biggest Achilles heel for them having like more consistency, say in football?
Well, I mean, because I think you and the one of the hottest hotbeds of college football anywhere. So you're not just competing with one or two other state schools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you think about just right around here, you're competing with Prairie View, you're competing with HCU, you compete with Rice, U of H, Texas. Nick Saban is up and down, in and out of the city. I mean, any program you look at, they're here, and they come from everywhere, and they stay camped out in Houston. So you're competing with a whole lot, and so it has been tough. And I mean, it's just. And I think Coach McKinney's done a really good job of recruiting and finding those guys. But you bring in different coaches, they have different recruiting philosophies. You had coaches come in here and recruit the East Coast. You had coaches recruit other areas of the country because they weren't able to get the kind of recruit they wanted to out of this area. But I think that recruiting has improved under Coach McKinney. And I just think that that's really the key. I mean, if you want to look at it, it's hard. It's really hard because you're competing with everybody, because everybody's here all the time in Houston.
Hey, TJ, to add to what you were saying, I mean, that may be an interesting strategy to come out, but from what I've seen, I would want their quarterback to beat us. You know what I'm saying? Attempt to beat us, because I definitely will shut down the running back. I won't let the running game, because right now, that's the bell cow for them. And without a cornerback, especially if they playing press corner, are playing man, then yeah, I'll definitely like to see that. I rough them to go that route, then to keep pounding and grounding, pounding the ball. So I mean, to come out just a shock, for a shock wave, then yes, maybe come out throwing, but the quarterback isn't. He isn't the most accurate passer. However, you know what I'm saying? He's still a quarterback. He still can throw the ball, and you still got receivers out there to catch it. But if he throw too much, then we probably be going the other way pretty good too. Don't forget, we are leading interceptions.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point, TD. I guess one thing to your point that I kind of thought about, of course, with K5 and BJ getting hurt, injured last weekend. I know we'll be inserting some new guys into the into the lineup, and so I just hope that we're not too antsy, and because I mean we've seen like screenplays, that may seem like a bust and kind of turn into a big play, and Quay's a big guy. And I'm not saying Quay is going to be the only one that, is going to have, I mean, it's, could beat us or whatever. But I just, from a defensive standpoint, I just want us to, just really come out and play, mistake or minimal mistakes. Because, I mean, I know, at some point we may have, some errors here and there. But, just really just coming out and just, honestly being able to give our fans, a good product on the field and an exciting game that, we can enjoy. Because, like I've said before, our first two games, I mean, the outcomes haven't been necessarily what we've, like to see, what we've seen on the road from our team. And so, I just want us to kind of come out and just, just really, I feel like if we punch them in the mouth from the jump and just kind of, keep our foot on their neck, then, like we can pretty much end the game, early on.
Oh, okay. Well, Well, what I was thinking from looking at it, like I said, with them, loving to run the ball, the way that they do, and their offensive line is pretty decent. the offensive line is pretty decent. That's one of the notes I took from it. We definitely, and I think the issue that we've been concerned about with our defense, all year, is being consistently tackling, making open field tackles. That's where the running game with Ladarius, come in for me, as far as our defense. I think we probably would need to, kind of stack the box a little bit, and then kind of let the defensive back kind of hold their own. Because like you said, it take one or two players, missing a tackle, and then, it's to the house, especially with, screens and running up the middle. So with them having a pretty tough offensive line, and with the combination time we have some tackling issues, I think we will need to be prepared to stop the run and let the defensive back hold it down in the backfield.
Keys to victory for you, Mr. Wade.
Well, I mean, obviously, we have to run the football and not turn over the football. I think really for us, I tend to focus on us, and I think where you focus is eliminating the mistakes and finishing. We've had, last week we had 143 yards in penalties. We had, that big fumble that allowed Southern to get back in the game, period, because it was just about over. You had a lot of self-inflicted stuff. If we could play a clean game and run the football well, I mean, I like our chances against anybody, and I do like our chances Saturday. And so, it's just you also, I don't think this will be a problem, but you have to bounce back from a really, really difficult loss. And that hadn't generally been a problem under Coach McKinney. They've been able to bounce back from tough losses. But this was pretty bad. This was a tough loss because of the way. I mean, they were born. A lot of people didn't even see the end of that game because a lot of Southern fans left, and we were up on, from where our vantage point, we could see the road. Those cars it was traffic getting out of there.
Yep.
So, to turn around and then lose that game when it was right there on you. I mean, you get another first down and they're down 10 points with under 3 minutes left with 2 timeouts. Against that defense that had dominated all night long, so I think emotionally if they can bounce back, and I think they will, I think it just comes down to no self-inflicted wounds, no penalties, no turnovers. And if you can minimize those things, I mean, I like our chances. So, I did have a chance to see you guys against Pine Bluff. I don't know how much you could take away from that because Pine Bluff seemed pretty down this year. But again, anytime you play Jackson State, it's going to be formidable. It's on the road. So, I know you guys are going to have a great atmosphere. And I think that actually helps opposing teams when they come in it. To just have that crowd and just that energy in the building, it's always a fun trip to me to come to Jackson. So I think everybody will be excited. So it should be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I think penalties hurt you guys really bad in that Southern game.
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there was some emails exchanged this week over some of the stuff that was called or wasn't called, but I'm not privy to that. But I would imagine that would be the case.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything?
Yeah, I think so. I think with a little pressure, when I'm talking about playing in the box, I'm definitely talking about, inflicting pressure, applying pressure to the quarterback. And, that's what I mean when I was like kind of letting the defensive back do their thing. But I think the key is stopping the run and let everything else, let the cards fall where they may.
Go ahead,
I did want to say this. I'm sorry. You can go ahead, Zoe.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say the thing is, I agree, TD. The thing is, as good as Owens is, like if you look at just conference play alone, and we have enough of a sample size, like Texas Southern leads the conference in rushing yards, but then they're the worst against the run defense in the conference. But they're averaging like 190 a game, but then they're giving up, I think, like 215. So again, that kind of, you can look at it like it kind of washes itself out. But the thing, and when I bring it back to us, it really highlights this game really more than the others about what our biggest thing is from game to game, and that's what? Tackling. And that's why I really feel like in this game, if we tackle well this game, then this game really shouldn't be that much of a problem for us, because if we can tackle well, or if we could try to minimize Owens and his production, then when you talk about, the percentages of us, having success again the W, I mean, it increases significantly, because even from when you talk about a passing standpoint with regards to Texas Southern, I mean, their pass defense, they're fourth, but then, on offense, they're pretty much about 190. You see what I'm saying? So the midline thing that's going to tell you is maintain the run, but that's easier said than done because Owens has had consistent success, right? So the
Right.
thing is, what the number will be. Would it be 100 yards? Because obviously, if you hold them under 100, then that's going to guarantee success. But then, with within the flow of the game, it's like, okay, instead of letting him get that one, getting the number that he's been averaging here lately in conference play, because this numbers are high in conference. What if you're able to, to keep him at 100, about 115, not let him go over that? The thing is going to be the amount of yardage, but also touchdowns. Because again, what if you're giving up a higher percentage of rushing yards, but minimizing points on the board? Because again, I feel like on our end, because of the way their defense has played, if we're putting up points and you have a run-based offense, if you're not matching or scoring, then again, that increases your percentages of winning. So the main thing for us is definitely going to be tackling, which has been the sticking point for us all season, but also getting off the field on third down, containing Owens, and then us scoring. Because I think when you have a run-based team, whoever that is, if the other team is scoring points, if you're a run-based team, it kind of forces you to get out of what you want to do if the score gets too far away from you. So that's going to be the main takeaway, I think, in this game. We're going to have to, run the ball ourselves, since they are giving up rushing yards, but we're going to have to, we would love to keep him under 100. Do I see that happening? Maybe, probably not. But you can't let him get high like he's been in conference. Can't get 125, 150. That speaks to them having success and probably time of possession too, because they typically go hand in hand.
Right. And that's what the defensive back should eat. You about to say something, TJ?
It was just, I mean, I would like to see us maybe have, a blitz package here and there to kind of, disrupt that quarterback, running back exchange. And, try to, possibly make them put the ball on the ground. I think, with like potentially like a guy like Huggins or, even Peppers getting back there to try to, cause some disruption. I think, we can kind of get them rattled a little bit, and then we can get it going on the offensive end, then I think that bodes well for us.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And then while I was speaking on the offensive line, I'll flip over Mr. Wade to our offensive line, who has really come on and gelled together and blocking, really well. And I see a lot of time you guys run a 3-4 or a 4-2, but and I think that fair if y'all in that, of course, then you just have some, saying some horses on the defensive line. If you're running a 3-2 with the offensive line, with our offensive line play, I think that'll play into the hands of our running game, with the offensive line being able to rub off into the linebackers, really create more holes that lead one-on-one with the defensive back. So if that 3-2 is played, or I think that fare well on our end. And then I see they go into the 4-2 defense as well, and then with 4 defensive linemen and 2 linebackers. So then I think that's when the passing game, shall come in, especially with the short screens in the down the field throws. So how you say you seen Jackson State play against Pine Bluff last week?
A little bit of it. Yeah.
A little bit of it. So what defense you think will fare better coming from Texas Southern, against us, with the 4-3 or
well, what I will say is that I like what you're able to do out of 3-4 because you can easily shift, you can bring pressure from anywhere if those guys draw double teams. And the way you can tell if they're drawing those double teams and they're having a success, look at how many tackles Jacob Williams ends up with. If he has a busy day, that means those linemen up front are eating those blocks and freeing him up to make plays. And so you have Vermontes Pippins, you have Michael Akins, you have Linus Noel. You have some big guys that play really well up front. I mean, that's their defense, the 3-4. And I think that where we had problems against Grambling was not at the point of attack. It was on the bounce out. So, you go to a hole, it's not there. Williams was bouncing to the outside and getting a lot of his yards like that. And where the perimeter wasn't protected, but the interior or at the point of attack, they stood their ground. And generally they have. It's just, again, they've had points where guys weren't 100%. They lost some depth, game to game. But the 3-4, that's what they do. And again, what it allows them to do is you can bring pressure from a lot of different places. And you can put that extra down lineman down there, or have that linebacker put his hand in the ground. So you could do stuff like that out of 3-4. I just think, again, staying away from the big play. But there were specific teams that really gave us problems. And I always point back to Grambling because they had, to me, and I don't know numerically, but to me, it seems like they had the most success on the ground. And that was because they bounced a lot of stuff to the outside.
Yeah, and with that 3-4 defense, with Jacobian at the helm at quarterback, it'll be interesting to see, the decision that he made, coming out of that. I would like to, to see how that plays out. But, seeing I did see that defensive line with that, when I had the 3-man front do pretty good. But I would like to think our offensive line will fare well against that 3-4 defense.
We got to impose our will.
We got to.
And that's the same thing they're going to try to do, is impose their will. It's going to be a battle of the wills. Anytime you got the leading rusher in the conference, that's a testament to the whole line. I mean, but again, like Brother Wade said, is how much credit do you want to give the O-line? The young man is a special talent. I think the way he's built is an Achilles heel for what we can't go in there with that shoe. You can't shoestring tackle him. His quads are, he got big quads and hips, man. He's tough as hell, waist down, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But it's just one of them situations where you're not going to be able to, arm tackle a guy like that. You got to get, you got to gang tackle him, and you got to make sure you put some hats on him. And we've been doing pretty good over the past couple of games. So I think we continue. One thing about Owens, he's a pronounced threat. Like, you go into that game knowing you have to identify 22. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you identify. Is he 22 or 23?
22. Howard is 23. Yeah.
I just always knew that when we played Texas Southern, you got to stop 22 and 23. Even in 21. Remember when y'all came to Jackson in 21? I was like, these dudes. I think Owens were both of them on the team at the time.
Yeah, all of them, man. You had Kevin Harris was another guy.
And they had a night, man. We had 100
yards in the first half.
Dude was eating our ass up, man. And pardon my French. And it was just my goodness, man. So I've always remembered when we play them, we got to account for them. And he, the kid is a talent, man. So, but I think going into this game, it's going to be a really good testament for us to see just how much we have improved. And just, just like I didn't think we was going to have much problems with ball security, even in the rain. Because when it got as bad as it got, you go in there, everybody had to carry a ball all week. that's what had to happen. So But we'll see, man. I think it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a tough game. I don't think it's gonna be just a an easy one. I think it's gonna be a hard fought, chippy game, in my opinion. I just hope we don't get into it.
Anybody down there knocking down 55-yard field goals?
You know what? Not 55. We can get it. We got one that can knock down a 50.
Don't want to see that again.
Hey, he might can get it for 55 if he needed to be. If push comes to shove, you might need a little win.
We don't want it to come to that.
We don't want that at all. That's a tough one there. Yeah, man.
One thing that I was thinking about, fellas, is just, I know this is going to be Jacobian's first start at home. And I know it's going to be a lot of excitement, for him, being able to play in front of, family and friends and, just the JSU faithful. But, just I would like to see our offensive staff, try to implement, some plays that, kind of allows him to just kind of get comfortable. I know he's been able to do some things over the last few weeks, but, I know that, playing at home, is going to be a little different for him, so just kind of, giving him some chances to kind of settle his nerves and just kind of work his way up, as the game progresses. And I think having JD back is really helpful too, especially with the type of defense that they play, being able, because JD does really well, when he's coming out the backfield and you're able to slip that ball off to him and he kind of gets out in space and makes some things happen. And so
exactly.
I think, being able to do that really will kind of tell us, if their defense is athletic enough to move around with the athletes that we have.
I'll tell you what, TJ, one thing that's going to actually, I believe, help us out more so this game is going to be the emergence of DJ Stevens and what he actually put on tape last week with the fact that huh?
No, I was just saying that was a good point.
Yeah, with the emergence of him, I think because he put a lot on film, and also I think with us actually sticking with going more up tempo, I think that's going to lead to us, having the ability to have great success, on the ground. But again, I don't think for us getting the yards hasn't really been a problem. I think for us it's going to be just two things. I think it's going to tell the game. That's going to be, turnovers for us, because again, that's what happened in the Alabama State game. We limit turnovers and we tackle well. I think we'll be fine in this particular game. But again, that's a tall task because again, in the games we lost, that's been the issue: turnovers and tackling. And so it's one of the things that again, tackling. Everybody disagree with me. I'm like, it's not a skill set; it's will. We gotta have it on our mind to do it. Same thing with fumbling, though. You gotta have it on your mind to make sure that you want to hold onto the ball, and that's something that could change from game to game. You know what I mean? Because again, they're gonna be raking at it, like any team would, because we've been known to put the ball on the ground. So again, that's gonna be the sticking point, I think, in this game. More so than any, because these are two heavy run-based teams, turnovers are gonna be extremely critical. Time possession is gonna be a factor because it's two running teams. It's gonna have, I think, out of any game we played, this is gonna be like the most old school feeling football game I think we've had on the season because of the style of play of both teams. So
I don't think we're gonna. I think we're gonna pass. I think we're gonna run. We're gonna run some, but I think we're gonna pass that thing, man. I think we're gonna see a similar game playing the Pine Bluff.
Hey, Mr. Wade, what was the best defensive game you think you guys played?
Last week. Interestingly enough, honestly, they gave up one touchdown on offense in regulation. Then they had, like I said, the 54, 55-yard field goal at the end, and the other touchdown was a defensive touchdown. So I think defensively, we played as good as we have played all year last week. So again, I know L is a L, but defensively, they balled out last week. I don't know. I think they had 4 sacks. I think that was the number. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but they played well. And I think you got guys that have come back from injuries that are emerging. Ja'Cory Benjamin is a guy that's been playing well. Got another interception last week. And so, you got some guys that can ball on defense. you also had defense have a lot of pressure on them when Jace Wilson was finding his way as the quarterback. There were a lot of 3 and outs with those. And then, when you play with pace, you don't get that first down, you're literally back on the field within, 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes from the time you punt the ball away, you make the other team punt. If you go 3 and out continually, I don't care what defense it is, you're going to get worn out. And I think that may have been a contributing factor through points of this season where the defense maybe had faltered in the second half. But I think, last week was they really did play well. And like I said, they were booing Southern and leaving the stadium. So it was a wild scene.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, it seemed like the defense played pretty good to the end till they get worn down. So what about with that being said, the depth that's on your defense, is it pretty good?
I mean, if everybody's healthy, but yeah, I think we've been able to hold up a little bit. And again, I know everything is results based, but ultimately, like I said, I think some guys have come in who weren't expected to play as much, and they've been playing well. So I just think if you stay healthy up front, those guys are feeling good and relatively healthy. I think that makes everything on the back end a lot easier. So I think depth wise, we're okay because like any program, it's a season of attrition. You're gonna lose guys, and we've lost our share. And starting with the captain of the ship and Andrew Body. So everything else from that has been just a big adjustment.
Okay, absolutely. We'll get ready to wrap it up, and you got a score for us, man. Give us your thoughts. And I know you.
I'm gonna take I'll take TSU 17-14.
Woo!
We're gonna go with that.
Okay, man. I predicted we was gonna score 40 last week. I don't know if we score 40 this week. I gotta.
Well, we not Pine Bluff. I mean,
no, I know that. No. I mean that I take into account for everything that I see, and I just gotta think on it a little bit more. I think.
But let me say this before I get out of here, guys. Y'all do a tremendous job. And like I said, we do KTSU Sports Talk every Saturday at 9 a.m. The Silver Fox, Kevin Allen, Ralph Cooper, myself. In addition to that, I do the Sports Talk with Devin Wade podcast. Got to plug that. We talk anything from mostly NFL, NBA, some swag stuff, some baseball, whatever the hot topics are. We got into the Dwight Howard thing last week, so we do a little bit of everything. But if you guys need something, and man, you do a tremendous job.
Thank you.
And
brother.
Universities, they should be glad that you guys are doing what you do because y'all disseminate a lot of great information. So congratulations and continued success for that.
Hey, let me say this. I appreciate you. I know you guys had fun with the Dwight Howard stuff, man, but man, it's a lot going on.
Miss Kitty.
Listen, man. That's wild, bro. That's wild. Hey, listen. I'm gonna leave that alone, man.
Yeah.
No,
you gotta walk. You gotta walk a tightrope on some of those issues, especially in my seat. You gotta be careful.
Honestly, in my opinion, based on everything that kind of came, I think for him, instead of just deflecting, I think people would respect him more if he just came out and said he was bi. Just say, hey man, I like men and women, and just move on.
And what my take on it was this: that ultimately, when he was one of the faces of the league, when he was a premier player, MVP caliber player, going to NBA finals, being a high profile guy, was America really ready for a superstar living an alternative lifestyle? No. And I don't think we were, and I'm not sure that we are now. And then do you want to be the face of bisexuality in the NBA? I mean, so I could see, why he wouldn't come out. But what happens is now you leave yourself susceptible to be blackmailed, and people threatening your secret because you can't live your true self. So I don't know that it was necessarily a big secret here in Houston from what I am hearing on the streets, but I mean, it's all.
Like it was a big secret at all. It just, it is what it is. You wish the fella like he said, man, what he do in his bedroom is his business, and we keep it like that.
And he got millions and millions and millions of dollars in the bank to go anywhere he wants to enjoy his life. So I'm not on that.
Whether he getting but anyway, I'm gonna just wipe that one out, man.
Hey man, well, like I said, we talk about everything. Sports Talk with Devin Wade, the podcast. Thanks to DJ Damon, man. And guys, hey man, y'all continue success, man. Y'all doing a great job for the entire conference. And I look forward to seeing y'all, man. If y'all up in the press box, come say hi, man.
We'll be on the field, man. We'll see you when you come in.
Okay, look forward to it, man. Look forward to it. I'll see you guys.
Peace out, brother.
All right, man.
Take this away. Thank you.
This stuff, man. We got 18 minutes, man. We'll drop the link if anybody want to come on up, and we'll close it out at the 2-hour mark. Anybody got anything else? Great.
I would like to see us go tempo, just to kind of see, what kind of stamina that their team has. And I think, we've all seen like our offense really flows well when we go, tempo. And so I would like to see, how conditioned they are as a team. I mean, it's going to be good weather. And so I think if we can, kind of prevent them from subbing and go up and down the field, I think, we'll have a field day with that.
As long as they ain't just letting them drop down and fall and pretend to be hurt to stop the clock and stop substitutions, we'd be okay. But
yeah, we hadn't gone tempo much. Well, we hadn't gone tempo with Jacobian much since he's been starting.
I like that.
I think Ken and DJ, I think with the out passes, hitting JD in the flat, setting it up for the tight end, Hayden and and DJ down the middle. I think that'll be, a good combination with the type of defense that they run. Kind of have them chasing JD around the field, and then go down field, a time or two, because again, I like the way the offensive line, they're holding it down, man, because those guys have really been getting nasty, as far as the offensive line, with Towns, Blue, and Ford, Evan, man. And like I said, I had to give him credit, man. I mean, Quay, as a freshman, man, coming in, he really been holding it down. So I think some quick passes and then maybe find the tempo. That's what it's probably going to take in order to wear that defense is down, because they've been in most of their games. They've been in most of their games, and they play Southern real tough. So,
now I'm gonna say this though. I know we say they play Southern tough, but it's got one caveat we got to mention when we talk about playing Southern tough. I mean, they had a quarterback that threw for 50 yards. I mean, so with that being said, it's not too difficult to play them tough when they got one arm behind their back.
Who had 50 yards passing?
Blood.
But who created that though?
Blood.
Southern.
Well, no. He missed a lot of wide open passes, and a lot of times he just didn't throw the ball. It wouldn't take Southern; it was just blood.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the game.
He had a horrible game.
Go back and watch the game. He had a horrible game.
Yeah, he had a horrible game.
I'm not taking that from Texas Southern. Listen to me.
Right.
Southern did some things to that, but a lot of it was quarterback got one arm behind his back and got one eye seeing half the field. Blood was horrible.
And that's pretty much been Blood's issue pretty much the entire season. I mean, like even against FAMU, like he just didn't. I mean, they had several opportunities to beat FAM in that game. And in my opinion, just watching the quarterback play on Southern's behalf was part of the reason why they didn't win the game. And so, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that, Zoe. Like Blood hasn't really been good all season, in my opinion.
And I'm gonna say this too. Again, the one thing I think that's gonna benefit us, I'm serious, because it's going to be nobody in the SWAC really uses tight ends. Hell, we weren't even using them beginning of the season. But I think now with the renewed visual of seeing DJ Stevens do what he could do, and again, you add Hayden too. I mean, I tell you what, a damn good trivia question. How many schools in the SWAC actually had multiple tight ends score touchdowns in the game this season? I mean, and again, you like the tight end plus what we could do running the ball, because the one beautiful thing about us running the ball is we're not focused on one thing. If you're able to contain Owens, right, or if he's getting a boatload of carries, they don't have the running back depth that we have. Nobody does in this conference. That's not me being a fan or being biased when I say that. The production speaks for itself. And then you add JD coming out of the backfield, and JD doesn't have to be a carrier of the football to have great success against this defense. Hit him out the backfield. So we have a lot of weapons. Plus, you add the when we go warp speed, I think it adds to the caveat of what we could actually do to have success. I don't see us score 40 points. I'm not talking like we're finna go out here and just do that. But can we? Yeah, we can. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I don't think this game gonna be close either. I don't see Texas Southern put up 21 points on us. But again, I think they only get there because if we don't tackle well. I think if we tackle well, we can limit this team to one touchdown. If we really come to play tackling the ball, we can damn to be on the verge of pitching the shutout. It just depends on which set of linebackers going to have it on their mind to want to tackle. Because outside of that, I think from an offensive standpoint, Texas Southern does too much bad on defense where we won't have too many opportunities to win this game convincingly. I mean, they're giving up over 20 yards rushing the game in conference.
Yeah, well, you just said you really don't see them scoring many points on us, but what hinges on that is us tackling well. And that's the thing that we've been least consistent in, for sure. So that's why I'm like, we definitely need to load up. I mean, I'm not saying put, 9 men, in a box or anything like that, but we do have to prepare, to stop the run. Far as scoring on offense, if they're in that 3-4, I would definitely kill them with, loosen them up with throwing the ball to JD out the middle and then running the mod up the middle, getting some tough yard and Moultrie up the middle to kind of loosen and busting that thing up, and then start hitting with the tight end. Because although there hadn't been many teams scoring and playing with their tight ends like this, they are very aware that we use our tight end fluently. So they're going to be looking for that. And with them having 5 or 6 defensive back, playing 3-down linemen, they probably be expecting that. That's why running those hard, tough yard up the middle and hitting JD out the backfield to start it up will probably be pretty good. Once that loosen up, then the tight end should be free to roam.
Yeah. Something that we have to take note of, though. I'm pretty interested to see who's going to step up for us in our defensive backfield. We lost 2 starters on defense, K5 and BJ Washington. Prayers up to BJ. Had surgery today. Hopefully everything went successful and he'll be ready and back for spring ball. K5 didn't require surgery.
Good.
Yeah, so just we don't know when he'll be back, if he'll make it back for the Alcorn game or not, but we'll see. But with that being said,
so right now, who we running corner?
Still gonna be Jalen and Jaheim.
Jaheim, yeah.
Yeah, it's still gonna be Jalen and Jaheim, and you got your nickel. It'll be fine. We'll be fine, but just from a depth standpoint, I would love to see, some of that younger talent get an opportunity. Bruce Batman Mitchell, Narik Sharp, to join the other 8 guys that are playing anyway.
See Petty something this weekend.
Well, Petty, you see Petty every game though. Petty.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He played big too, man. I like Petty.
Come on, at corner something the game.
Yeah, it's possible. Nickel, I think you see him at nickel, but subbing out the other 2, you could possibly see him out there on the corner. I would think that it would be more Callaghan than Petty. Maybe you have Callaghan and Petty play side by side, or you just have your cornerbacks go. Or you bring in your true freshman phenom that you brought in. So that's going to be interesting to see. There's some opportunities. for them to possibly test us out to see what we can do in that area. But the objective is going to be to try to get us to load the box and then throw over us, though. So that's a pretty solid. That's right, Brother Dewan. That's his kinfolk.
And see, and you saying what you just said, Ken, exactly what what I'm saying. Our corners are real good at playing.
Hold on one second. I'm glad you said that, because this is the type of stuff that actually gets you. It proves you wrong. And I get where you're coming from. I get the statistics of it and say, okay, it just lit up the number 1 and number 2 defense. I get that. But again, it still doesn't mean that it's going to be the same thing. I mean, they did that, but this is what I'm saying. What tends to happen is when sometimes the obvious don't necessarily happen. And I'm going to go out and say that I don't think you guys gonna have the kind of day that you think you're gonna have on offense. I think our defense is gonna come to play. I really do, and I like the doubt because it's your argument to make.
Go ahead, Zoe.
I just got a question though. Even if that's true, what you just say, how you gonna say that and then say Jack State D not good and don't mention yours?
They ain't got to defend them.
Right.
No, they ain't got to defend it, but if what you say is true, you still got to mention your D. You say ours not good, but yours is way worse. You're giving up over 200 yards on the ground in conference play. It's worse than that when you talk about the whole schedule. I'm giving you a coupon by saying in conference play, you hands down the worst at all in conference play. So how you say
and add to that same statement, Zoe, that Jack State got just as good a rushing offense as they do. But keep going.
But that's what I'm saying. So help me understand, because you said it wasn't the point. Hold on. You said it's not the point. Let me read this. TSU just lit up number 1 and number 2 rushing defense. Jack State D not that good. But Jack State defense is way better than yours. Your defense is worse than all the ones that you mentioned on the screen. How does that the point? So I'll tell you what. So do you feel like you gonna rush for more yards than Jack State gonna rush for? I got time. Don't take too much longer to answer that question. Hold on before you say anything. Please hear me type fast and answer that question. So you think Texas Southern will rush for more yards than Jack State offense? Please hear them respond.
Hey, let me throw this in here real quick. I like this comment. This is the point. We know what you guys are coming with, and we're gonna be up for the challenge to stop it. I know Bradley is gonna challenge his team, his group of guys to go out there and take it away. And what happens? I think I'm gonna say something that might be controversial. You guys won't have a 100-yard rusher Saturday.
Oh,
I didn't say you won't have 100 total yards.
Shit, you feel sorry out.
I'm saying that they're not gonna have one player go over 100 yards in rushing.
I feel you. Well, kid, guess what? If they don't have a single player go over 100-yard rushing, there ain't no pathway for them to win.
But they're not gonna win the game, bro. That I do know. We winning the game. Yes, I'm telling y'all gonna lose to us. We gonna win the game.
So are you saying pretty much have the edges contained? And
this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that Jackson State is going to be up for the challenge because they know what's coming.
Right.
That's just my only saying. Just like they said, well, we lit up. Well, the other teams knew what they did. They lit up. They da-da-da-da. Well, Darius Owen just passed, recently just passed Irv, and Irv ain't played in 2 games. So right. Irv was the leading rusher in the conference prior to getting hurt. And so all I'm saying is that we know what's coming, and I think our defense is definitely going to be. I think the player we really got to look out for is Jace Wilson, the quarterback. I really do. I think the quarterback is going to be the one that can surprise us and kind of hurt us. That quarterback, the Quay kind of combo, that's who we need to be more so, I think, locked in on. I think the running backs, we're going to try to take that away. We coming to take that from you. That's going to be the game plan. Don't let number 22 or 23 beat you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying the defensive back, let them do what they do. That, you know, and if you're gonna do that, man, the defensive end have to keep containment and let Huggins and Pepper make sure, you know, they roam them middle. Go ahead.
This is all I'm saying. We lead the nation in interceptions. So could we say we have the best DB core? Somebody will say, no, y'all ain't got the best DBs now. But we lead the nation in interceptions. So what we're saying is take away the run and force you to have to throw into those stingy DBs. Give us something.
With an inaccurate quarterback.
Give us something.
That's what I say. That's what I've been saying.
That's right. No. I know you spot on. I'm just reiterating what you're saying. I listen to you. I'm saying that's a great strategy. We know what's coming. You know, I'm not saying the Owens won't get 92 yards or 87 or something like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that one particular rusher out of the running back room won't go for 100. I don't believe that.
I don't see them getting 17 points at all.
I don't know how much they're going to get. But what I do know, at this point, I'll give a score on Friday. I just think we're going to come with some toughness, man. We're going to come. We won 2 straight. We building as a team. We made some changes. We made some adjustments, some attitude adjustments, some personnel adjustments. And I think we come out with good energy. I really believe that. It's going to be scary hours.
I don't think the game will be close. I really don't.
I think one thing that we maybe it's been mentioned already, but I think special teams is going to be important in this game as well. I think it's going to be important that, you know, we give, you know, we don't give them good field position. I think that's one thing. Of course, we didn't have, you know, some of the specialists playing against Alabama State, so, you know, pretty much they had, you know, pretty good field position all game, and so I would like to see us kind of pin them deep, you know, and just kind of you know, force them to go, you know, deep into their playbook to try to come out a hole. And so, you know, I don't think that, you know, like with them having to play behind like that. I mean, Quay Davis, just from what I've seen of him, and even when he was at Jackson, like he's a very emotional player. And so I think, you know, him coming back to Jackson, you know, trying to prove a point, whatever the case may be, you know, that could be detrimental to their team, you know, because, you know, they may try to force feed him the ball, and then, you know, it would be nice if we can create some turnovers there. You know, but I think, you know, just from a special team standpoint, that we can kind of pin them deep and, you know, force them to really kind of be creative in their offense. You know, I think that's something that's going to bode well for us as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually try to hand the ball off to Quay Davis a few times too.
Whatever, they get him the ball. I mean, I think he's a talent. You know what I'm saying? But Quay Davis ain't their best statistical wide receiver.
Nope.
He's not. He's the second best, actually. So,
well, I'll say this: other than those money games, they scores in the games and stuff they play have been tight. And I think Mr. Brown put it in the chat earlier about teams been having a hard time passing on them. So,
I'm just throw it. Go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. No. I want to hear what you guys say.
No, let me write it down. I'm gonna write that down. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, and like Ms. Brown said, you know, they've been having a hard time passing on them. Now, I think we'll be able to pass on them for sure. But I think that's gonna, you know, it definitely gonna have to come down to wearing them down with that defense, with the type of defense they play. It's somewhat similar to what Alabama State does. You know what I'm saying? That defense has always given us, you know, fits. And I said it against when we got ready to play Alabama State. So, and they've scored, you know, in the SWAC, in, you know, in conference, man, you know, they've scored double digits pretty much every game. You know, even against FAMU, you know, they scored pretty, you know, they scored 21? So
it's 14-0 in the beginning of the game.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I was just saying, like, they drop a lot of DBs.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm saying. That's why that could have something to do with why they running defense is so atrocious. Like, you got the worst running defense, and that's a terrible disaster. That's a terrible recipe for a Jackson State team that can actually run the ball.
Right.
We got JD Martin back. We still got Desmond Moultrie and Ahmad Miller, potentially Earl Musgrave. So I'm just saying, like, we can run the ball and gas you,
right,
and then get you, you know. So at the end of the day, man, y'all ain't played Jackson State yet, and Jackson State ain't the same Jackson State. We, you know what I'm saying, we made some adjustments, and we got something to play for, man. Period, point blank. I don't know why we're not gonna lay down and let you just come in and just impose your will on us. Our objective is to take away what you want, what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, we try to take that from you. And I think that's what we're gonna do. You know, tackling is an issue. You know what I'm saying? Just like we've dealt with that too, Craig. So at the end of the day, we got to go try to put some stuff against you. You know, somebody said average 138 yards against in the past 5 games. What is that stat? What is that stat, Ms. Brown? Oh yeah. They average run the ball. There you go. I think we're gonna run the ball. We're definitely gonna run the ball. We're gonna definitely do that. So I think we got a really good strategy coming off of the UAPB game. You know what I mean? You look and see what they do well, and you just kind of work your best. Whenever you see a three-man front, you look over there, they decide what they're gonna run, and you call your best plays, and we go from there. So it's gonna be a good one, man, in my opinion. I really do.
I like that return. I like that return that we had on against UAPB. Was that Spencer in what 89? Is that him?
That was Spencer and DJ. That was he was following DJ blocking. DJ was blocking for him.
Yeah, he stepped out, man. He just had a little bit more feel, man.
Who's the other returner back there that was with Spencer? Was his number 8 Juju?
Yep.
Yeah. I like that backfield. I definitely like 7, you know what I'm saying, returning. And anything quick slant, dealing with 7, one-on-one. So,
Isaiah Spencer should be returning kicks, punts, all that. He if Savin's not returning punts, then Isaiah Spencer need to be back there.
Period. Yeah, man. That dude have motion. He like he's built for that. Every time he touch it, he like a threat.
I think we see Andre Hunt back this game. He's out. He was out with injury as well. So
that's gonna be big.
Yep.
If we loosen them up with JD, definitely coming out the backfield, Miller, Moultrie, possibly Irv, Zeke, whomever, running up the good out the ooh.
What happened?
He fell. You all right?
Zoe fell off the map, huh?
Yo, literally. Yo, Zoe, man. Good night.
I'm glad he wasn't asleep. That would have really been bad.
Wow, man. What the hell just happened, bro? Did he? Dog, I can't wait. I gotta rewind this. I got. Hold on, bro. I gotta go to the live. Hold on, dog. I gotta see this.
Oh, man, it's like somebody zapped Zoe.
God damn. Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
bro. What happened, bro?
Hey man,
There you go.
No,
I hope Jason was
What
telling
happened,
you,
bro?
man. He gonna
no,
get
my
you.
dad's computer failed.
Oh, your
Oh,
computer.
no, it was.
I panicked. Shit. Shit.
Oh my goodness, man.
No, I didn't. No, I heard y'all. I didn't fall. Shit, my damn computer failed.
Yeah, Hunt was back last week, but I'm saying he's working his way back. We didn't really see Hunt much. You know how it is coming back off injury. You kind of got to work your way back into the motion.
I really want to see Isaiah Spencer have a big game at home. You know,
I wouldn't sleep. My damn computer failed.
the last two home games, you know, he's kind of been on the brink of having that big play. But you know, he's had some drops here and there. So, you know, I hope he's kind of settled, get all the nerves out. He can really, you know, put on a show. I think this will be a good game, especially not looking too far ahead, but going into that Alcorn game. I think if we can get all our guys to really, you know, be in stride, especially like our wide receiver core. Like we're just really, really talented there with Duke. You know, even Kobe Paul, like that dude is a heck of a blocker. Like just I went back and rewatched the game and just that block he made for DJ downfield.
Beautiful.
And then when the guy got up, he went back at him.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. And so for a guy that, I mean, he kind of reminds me of the wide receiver that used to play for the Eagles, Deshaun Jackson.
Yep.
Just a small, you know, a small stature guy, you know, but he got a lot of fight in him and stuff. And so I'm really, really excited for what Kobe's been able to do for us.
That's a great point, man. Kobe is a fighter, bro. He's I was talking about him today. Just proud of how he has just come in and just done nothing but just put that work in, man, to develop his body. His work ethic has been phenomenal. And I don't think many of us felt like, you know what I'm saying, Kobe was gonna be that guy that he is. And I'm glad to be that he just kind of made us a believer. You know what I mean? And now you look at him, man, young man starting. And I love it. I love every bit of it. That's just, you know, give me a few more Kobe Pauls out there, man. I would absolutely love it, man. Somebody said Joe started falling asleep on camera when he stopped eating all the fruit. This was Brian. Says Zoe not sleeping anymore. That flow woke him up.
I didn't fall. It wasn't me.
It looked like, hey, man, it looked like your legs went up. It's like you just went out, bro.
No, man, the computer failed. I barely tilted the little thing, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, I enjoy
damn MacBook shit. I was about to lose my damn mind. Then the camera was working. That's why I came out.
You can't have that MacBook falling, bro.
Damn right.
Yeah, fast. Yeah, man. I was happy for Kobe Paul, man, and I'm gonna tell you something, too, TJ. All our wide receivers blocked, including our tight ends, man. That's one thing I would say about that core. You know, the wide receivers block. Isaiah Spencer's a real good blocker. I saw Kobe Paul when he got in the game. He blocked real well. DJ blocked real well. You know, Hayden blocked real well downfield. I mean, all of them are crazy. I mean, I just see them, you know, making way. So, and that let you know in a situation like that they're not selfish. You know what I'm saying? And they're pretty tough. So if you only have a good running game, you got to definitely have some blocking downfield for a running back to take it to the house and your fellow receiver. So I definitely would take my hat off to the receiver core for their blocking ability.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll say this, and this will be my last comment. I know you guys are trying to get off. But I like too when we move the ball down the field, you know, we're bringing the ball back, you know, to spot the ball so we can go ahead and run this play. I mean, to me, that's high IQ football there. You know, like a lot of times you have guys like sometimes the plays can slow down because you got guys holding on to the ball or they're just throwing the ball to the first ref that they see. You know, but these guys, you know, they're making sure that they get that ball back to the line of scrimmage so they can go ahead and, you know, be ready to move to the next play. So it just kind of, it speaks to the level of coaching that we have and just the type of athletes that we have on the team, just being able to, you know, move the ball down the field and be, you know, those individuals that coaches need in that moment to kind of keep things rolling and keep, you know, defenses on their heels and stuff. So I was really impressed, you know, because I went back and watched the Pine Bluff game the other night, and just seeing it, it's like, man, these boys are really, you know, starting to grow and mature as the season goes along.
Precise facts. I agree with that.
Yep. Well, I think that's a good point to kind of stop it at. We can leave a little meat on the bone, and we got a couple of days to figure out just kind of where we're going to do the show on Friday. We'll be dropping tomorrow. We will be dropping off the toiletries to the men's and women's basketball program, and then we'll be dropping off some water as well. So got some work to do with that, and then I'll be in contact, man. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and or IG, and we'll let you know where we'll be. Once I drop the link, I'll tell you exactly where we are, and I will have those hoodies on me. So if you want to, for anyone that is looking to come in and hang out with us, we'll have that merch on us. So feel free to come up and grab a hoodie, man. So appreciate everybody that has everybody's. I mean, the hoodie it started delivering today. So if you did purchase a hoodie, be on the lookout tomorrow or Friday. You should have everything in the mail. So great show, man. I appreciate brother Wade and brother Shields for coming up. Talk a little Texas Southern football. I think it's going to be an interesting game, man. Texas Southern's going to show up, and they're going to show up. They're going to come to play, man. They're going to come to play. They're not going to lay down. It's not going to be one of them games where we just, you know, this team is for real, man. They can beat on any given Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
yeah, man.
I like to say two things. EA, to answer your question, I would say no. I'm not a big fan of that, although I understand it. So I'll leave it at that. I'll say no. And to end on what you were saying, Ken, about being a good game and being pretty tough. This kind of what I want to see Jacobian. I want to see this is what I want to see.
I think this is one thing we have to understand, and this is something that I think about this team. The vet can be intimidating for some, and I do believe that. It's a big stadium, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fans, a lot of folks on your neck, and we haven't played well yet at home. We played pretty bad against Bethune-Cookman, and we lost against Alabama State. So last time we was in the vet, we took an L for homecoming. So we got to go out and get past the ghost of, you know, last week's past or last home games past, and actually put a good product on the field. Come out with some pride, man, and really just embrace. And that's a great point, TD. We got to see how he's gonna look. You know, we know this is junior school. He wanted to come out. He gonna have that Jack State Tiger uniform on, throwing passes in the vet. So hopefully that's not something that he's too overwhelmed by, and he can go out and just settle down pretty quickly. Go to the tight end. The tight end give you, he give you it's an insurance blanket. Give you a whole lot of go to the check down, throw it to your running back, something short just to see it leave your hands and see it go to the hands of the tight end. Hey, man, or receiver, whatever the case may be. I like the game plan that was called. We'll see what happens, man. They running a 3-3.
You know what, Ken? I'll say this and I'm done. I saw Jacobian do an interview with the homeboy first. And they was, of course, representing 119, exit 119. And you know, and I saw the interview that he did with D. Corey C.
Yep.
I saw a totally different level of conversation, confidence, and poise in it. So that's why I'm intrigued to see how this plays out, especially with this is, you know, what he wanted to be from the beginning. So I'm interested in to see how this plays out, you know, see how you play and handle that, handle the whole thing as a leader. So with that, Tiger Nation, I appreciate you listening to me. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm done.
So you got anything, brother? What'd you say?
Yeah, I love Go Tigers.
Hey, there it is. TJ, appreciate you, bro. Hey, y'all. I'll see y'all
Appreciate y'all, man.
Friday, man. See y'all live, and we'll let y'all know where we're going to be. Do y'all love? Go Tigers, baby.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.